Good morning, everyone. Sorry about the wind noise. Yes, we're back in Scotland. We're at a place called Seats. Sorry, I'm talking to my dog. Seats. They're so excited. We're at a place called Slaggan Bay. This is the old ruins of the village, I believe. It's northwest Scotland. Highlands is normal. That track that you can see there, at the very beginning, it's 5 miles of it. It says unsuitable for road vehicles. But I chatted to a guy when I was at Slaggan Bay last time. Blake said to me, after we were chatting for half an hour, he says, "You've got to try somewhere we've just been." I says, "Where's that?" He says, "A place called Slaggan Bay." Slaggan Bay. So he shows me on the map, and then he says, there's a drive to get to it, you know, from the road. But he says, your car will probably do it because it's four-wheel drive on it, isn't it? And I says, yeah. And he says, just take it steady and you'll be able to do it. And that's exactly what I did. I got good ground clearance, four-wheel drive, and I've done a lot of off-road driving with the military, so you know to stay out of the ruts, don't belly it. And I was planning to cycle down with the bike, but then I checked the track and it didn't look too bad. It's all dried out. So the gate's closed. There's some sheep around here. Once they know we're around, they'll clear off. The farmer's put a note that's faded. It's probably years old, saying if your dog kills a sheep, please let me know. I don't leave it in pain. So he must have had some really bad people walk by here and injure his sheep. But yeah, this is as far as I could go. I probably could take it through there, but no. And the gate's locked anyway, so I don't want to do it. Right. Sorry, you're zoomed in. I ask you, does it get better than this? We've got the whole bay to ourselves. Not a soul up here, except some sheep. And the sun's coming out. There's a nice breeze, no midges. So I'm going to check for water source. I'm looking at the pitch spots there. I don't know how high the tide comes out. I don't want to do that problem where I did with the estuary. So we'll see. Here, leave him. They won't bother shooting. He's more curious than anything. He won't even chase them or anything. Like he's picking up something. Get here! He went near the sheep. He knows I'll kick his backside really hard. Go on in. Down it. No, down it. They're so pumped up. I've got to burn that energy off that first 20 minutes. I've come with bike shoes for the fat bite, and really I need my hiking boots now. Oh dear. I mean, I don't think there's any point in me bringing the bike. Maybe I can bring it around there. I don't want to bring it down here. The only thing is, if I pitch down here and the wind goes, and later on tonight, then the midges will be all over the place, won't they? So we'll see how the weather goes. Oh, unbelievable, isn't it? I didn't expect to get the car down. You know, I know the guy told me, he says you'll probably do it, but I didn't expect to. So once I got halfway and I realised it wasn't too bad, I thought, yeah, we're going to do it. So it saved me a big problem, that has. I mean, it would have been fun on the bike, but saved me a lot of time, because the drive here last night ended up about 11 hours. There was roadworks everywhere. So what should have been an easy, well, a 10 hours, which I'm not used to, cost me an extra hour, which is a pain in the backside. Oops, sorry, I'm talking to you. I'm watching where I put my feet. It shouldn't be too bad now. I'm guessing that's fresh water coming out. If so, that's brilliant. The only thing is, the sheep. They'll be piddling in it. Hopefully they'll see the dogs and clear off after a while. Yeah, I think that could be fresh water running down. We'll have a look. Gold sands again. Unbelievable. Sorry if you're getting bounced about. As I say, wow, it's quite warm down here out of the wind. Hence, later on the midges will have us if we stay down here. And these two idiots. Oh, they'll burn some energy. Anyway, plastic again. I've only been on this beach 2 seconds and there's plastic already. I'll have to try and move that onto the side later. I'd do a beach combing job. So much plastic nowadays on our beaches. Rivers everywhere. I don't know if I can walk on this. So am I going to sink? Sometimes you can walk on these sands and you'll sink. Don't know what the tides are like. Luckily we've got little estuaries and... No, don't drink that. That's seawater. Let's see if that was a stream coming down. I think so. Yep. You can see it coming down the hill there. So there's a source of water for us. To filter it. With them sheep. Whoa. Gotta be careful. Don't end up sinking. Yeah. See it running down the hill there? Probably running down a couple of spots there. Let's see if we can find a good spot to... I've only got shoes on, so I've got to be careful. Yeah, not sinking that. Whoa, that seaweed smells. See if I can walk on this one. Yeah. Normally with my boots, I can walk anywhere I like because it's so high. Yeah, look at that. Running through there. Nature doing the job for me. I'm going to get wet shoes, wet feet. Here's one stream. Brilliant. I bet there's no... Yeah, I can see loads of midges down here already because there's no breeze down here. See them? Loads. Looks lovely, doesn't it? But it'd be a recipe for a problem. You'd be in your tent really early. Whereas if you stay up high, you'll probably be able to stay out a bit longer. Oh, someone's built a little dam. Someone's been here then. Ah, beautiful. It's warm. Up there it's quite, I wouldn't say chilly, but fresh would be the word. Shame. This would be a nice pitch spot, wouldn't it? The breeze was coming in. That'd be perfect. Someone's had a campfire. We'll see. A couple of campfires. I don't know what that is. A big plastic thing. God knows. See, and that's beautiful. Oh, there is a breeze coming in. Oh, that'd be perfect if it stays like that. So the breeze must be coming from that way. Yeah, good spot here. There's buoys and everything there. Guess it's been floated up, or is it where everyone's collecting the rubbish? Everyone's been collecting the rubbish and putting it there. Yeah. It looks like some kind of water container there. Oh, beach clean. It's a container for plastic. So I guess someone chucks it all in there and it somehow gets probably floated off with boat. Do you think these two are going to tie? Well, it's better than I expected. Look at them, big kids. Right, I'm going to take some photos. Stunning. Welcome to paradise. Wow, look at that sand. How cold. Oh, freezing. Oh, shouldn't be allowed. As you can see, one set of footprints, that's all. Oh, that was rebels, wasn't it? Never make a detective, would I? She's looking for stones, which she thinks are balls. Rebels just being stupid and drinking seawater and they're going to make themselves sick. Don't drink it! Drink it! There's no ball, look! There's no in it! As you can see, we're working hard. It's all go. We haven't started hiking. You know the distance we travelled today? 0.35 of a mile. I think this is the least we've ever hiked on a day out. Cold. No stones. Stella wants me to throw a stone. There's no stones. Looking back at the car, it's just gone 4. Last people went, there was only a few people here, but last people went about 3:30. I'm now looking at the remains of the village. See the outbuildings? The old walls still left. Don't go near that. Looks like it's just waiting to topple over, doesn't it? It's probably been there hundreds of years. And then you got, I think that's the Fisherfield Mountains in the background. You're probably getting wind noise. The wind's picked up a bit, which is good for me. Go on, you two. I was just keeping an eye on the car. I don't know why. If it was miles away, I wouldn't worry about it. But because it's here, I keep keep an eye on it. Right, so we got the whole place to ourselves, and I don't think it gets dark till about 9:10, and I'm hoping this wind stays, you know, no stronger, but stays like this. We'll have no problem with midges. So it's a gorgeous area again. So far, touch wood, I haven't seen any ticks on myself or the dogs, but we're bound to pick 1 or 2 up, but it's been good. Midges are down, you know, that grassed area just before you get to the beach. When you go down there, there is midges there because it's so sheltered like a basin, so it's just waiting for us to come down. Filtered some water, it took ages. It's quite peaty here, which is a surprise. As again, sorry about wind noise, but I thought I'd have a look around. I like to check at night just to see who's around, if anyone's around, so I know my surroundings. Obviously we're going to have the sheep, our noisy neighbours. They do make some weird cough sounds and bark sounds. One sounded like a frog today. See, like when you go in a dip, the wind eases off. Still little bit brisk here, but Rebel, leave it. Don't know what he's just picked up. It's been wormed, so shouldn't worry. Rebel, if I catch you touching anything, I'm going to smack you up. I won't, but I'm not going to let him know that. Yeah, so you ever want to come to a secluded spot in the Scottish Highlands, that's not too crazy. You know, for people, I think we had about 6 people here today in groups, 2s. So 3 couples as such. And it seems like all of them headed off about 2:30, 3:30, because obviously it's 5 miles, I think, back to the road. And no one I was chatting to someone, I said, yeah, I took my car up. I'm like, wow. I couldn't believe it. But I only took it up because that guy told me when we was chatting at Slaggan Bay in Cape Wrath area. And he said he got his Land Rover up, but I laughed and I said, well, my car's a 4-wheel, you know what I mean? So he says, you'll probably get it up. So just take it steady. And that's what I did. As long as I get out okay, then it was worth it. Shame. I did use the bike earlier. I wanted to check it out fully loaded. And my God, that was a surprise to have a fully loaded bike. So that's going to take some getting used to. So I'm going to have to do a lot more of that. And a little tweaking here and there, but nothing serious. Lie down, you. On there. Come on, lie down. Rest. Stella. No, over there. Rest. Good. I don't want them in yet, because once they're in, they'll want to settle. And I don't want them settling too early, because I've got to have my dinner and I've got to feed them. Here, believe it or not, it's nice and warm. They've got shade from the bike. And there's a nice breeze. So yeah, going back to my car. If you see my car and you think, oh, I'd like to do that, be careful, because I don't want you following me just because I've done it. You could belly the car. Mine's quite high up, so you know the belly is. So I'm probably going to get away with it. Touch wood, my head. But yeah, if you try and do something stupid like with your normal day-to-day car, I think you'll get bogged down, especially if it starts raining or gets messy. And you could do some serious damage. So as I say, I did a lot of off-roading many years ago with the military, so I know, just take it steady and don't make it hard work for yourself, and you'll be fine. And try and stay out any kind of ruts and all that. Sometimes it's not easy when you're right on a verge, but you can, if you keep your central of the belly kind of higher up. You go through the ruts, you end up scraping your belly, and then you'll probably get bogged down as well. And no fast speeds, obviously. You don't want to be bouncing, because all you do is a couple of big bad bounces and you can wreck your car. Just take it steady, as I say, it'll be fine. But that's a 4-wheel drive or a Land Rover or something like that, not your normal household car. Because I know people will look at my video and they go, hey, he did it, we can do it. And there'll be like 4 lads, crate of beer, God knows what else in the car. Look how far that tide goes out, it goes right out. I mean, look at all them rocks over there now. Earlier I saw that, see that in the sunshine there. I thought, is that a whale washed up or something? No, it's just a rock. Shame. I mean, I don't want anything to die, but it would be nice to see one, or like a seal or something like that. You two, you'll wreck the tent. Sorry for shouting. I'm sitting near the guy. Rebel! Over there. Lie down. Behave. I think they're tired and they start doing stupid things. So yeah, no sea line. But as I say earlier, I did see when I was driving towards Dundonald, if that's pronounced right, and there's like a lock or a bay or something there. And all the cars, I was following behind this lorry and a car that was going really, really slow, because obviously they weren't used to the area and driving in Scotland. So and I looked in the bay and I could see this water breaking, and I thought, oh, it's a rock, you know. But I thought, hold on, it's in the central of the bay. Surely boats would hit it. And then I watched it was moving, and it kept breaking. So I'd say it's about that size of that one down there. If I was putting it into size context, something about that size. So it could be a dolphin. I don't know. I don't know what kind of bay that was. If it was an open one, seawater one. Right, I better go before I have to kill my dogs, because they're going to wreck the tent. (5:06). We're all alone, except for a couple of boats. No one at the back there. And it's still warm. I'm going to take a temperature meter reading in a minute. I'm guessing, with the wind, about 17, 18. I shall see. They're tired. I don't want them inside tent, as I say, even though it's cold. I don't want them settling down too early, otherwise they'll be too restless in the early morning. I want a lion because the wind's going to die overnight, and it's going to be really still in the morning. The last thing I want to do is jump out here with the midges. Plus, I haven't had no sleep in what, 36 hours or so. So I will sleep like a baby. Well, I hope to anyway. Right, I'm going to take a temperature reading and see what it is. That's not a bad guess, was it, from me? 18.9, 18.6 sometimes. Move around, 18.4, 5. I said 17, 18. Not bad going at all. And the wind speed, I'm trying to see, it's about 7, 8, which that's what they predicted. That's perfect. Lovely. And as I say, we're sheltered. I don't know if you're getting any wind noise, I apologise if you are. But the wind is coming from that way now. It was coming from that way yesterday, early on today. But we're sheltered from the worst because of this lovely bank. But we're still getting a nice breeze. I'm guessing the wind will swirl around like it normally does. But I don't think it will be cold tonight. I might feel chilly because I've been driving all the previous night and haven't had no sleep. But we won't be cold in the sense, you know, any problems with temperatures or anything like that. I know as soon as they go in after they're fed, they'll sleep, they'll be zonked. Out for the count, and I won't be far off. I want to be watching this and then see how I feel. I might zip up the tent if I feel a bit chilly. You know what it's like once the sun goes down. That'll be okay, that'll be all nice and tensioned once the doors close. I'll go around and double check all the guidelines at the end. But again, the ground is lower on this side and higher on that side, which is good because that's where the wind was coming from, so we'll get less of a draft. But we're getting plenty of airflow. Sorry, I'm showing you the hill at times. Messy camp. I've had chili con carne with bachelor's rice. It was not a dehydrated one, it was a packet one, you know, the Look What We Found. Still managed to find them from a company, I can't remember who does them now, but there is a company that does them. And it's nice to bring one of them with a dehydrated so that you can rotate, you know, change and get different flavours. It is heavier, but don't use water, you see. And finishing with coffee. I've got a dessert for later. You have to eat because common sense thing says, well, you ain't done much today, but I've been driving all night and, you know, your body's weak. I want to do some biking tomorrow. Hopefully all goes well. So keep the calories up, keep the food in so that you don't get low sugar problems and all that. As I say, rode the bike a few times today. testing it up on there, really bumpy. Now, the issue I had was a weird one. It was fine. I mean, it was just the weight, because I was not expecting it to feel how it did. Bike handled perfectly, went over the problems perfectly, but as soon as I stopped and put my foot down, it's all the weight comes over to that side of your leg. And twice I went over, not expecting it. It just took me, it wasn't no big crash. It was just me stopping, and then I went over because all the weight leant over. So I'll get accustomed to that. It was I didn't come off or anything like that. It was just, I stopped, and because I've only got short legs, I leaned to one side when I stopped, and obviously all that weight shifted, and it's about 60, 70 pounds. That's including the bike, and it just took me by surprise. And as I say, it took me a couple of goes to kind of get to know it. And the steering was fine, suspension was fine, tyres I've not done a major soft, but they're squishy enough, but I don't want to burp one of the tyres if I'm not careful. And all the gear, I'm getting used to how I'm packing it, and as I say, I'm sure I'll tweak it. I mean, I'd like to take the cages off the forks and not use them. It's going to be playing around and getting used to things. And I went through all the mud and all that, and it looks clean. That's what I don't understand. I went through a swamp and everything up there. That's weird. It's just dried off, isn't it? You two, lie down. Go on. So I'm making sure they don't overdo it now, because they are tired. I know they are. Rebel, Stella, lie down. You have to be like a father figure to them. I know they're not children, I know they're not kids, but you have to act the same way. So I've propped it on the stone there, and it shouldn't move, but I'm worried that one of the dogs will run out in the night and kick it over, so I'm going to try and find something to prop it up on that side as well. I don't like lying my bikes down, because if we get condensation and dew, that will get over your gearing and all that. I know it's going to get over it anyway, but I did grease it and all that before I came out. But it's a good habit not to put your bike on the ground, because once you start doing that, that's when all the issues come. You start getting your gear mucky, your gearing gets all caked up in mud, chain gets problems. I'm trying to kind of do it the right way from day one, so I don't get into any bad habits. Initial thoughts about it? I mean, I knew I loved the fat bike. Sorry, you're going to probably get a lot of wind noise now, because it's really picking up behind me. What's happened is a year and a half not being on it, and I've got rusty. I need to get back on it and start cycling on it, even around my way. Not with all the gear, but, get back on, do it. But nothing can prepare you for the weight. As I say, 26.6 with the just as the bike, with all the packs and all that, you're talking about another 45 pounds, because that's what I carry. There's a toolkit, inner tube, and a couple other bits which I mentioned. So it's got to be a good 50 pounds, I'm saying. So 50 and 26, you're talking 76. Yeah, it's nearly 80 pounds. That's what caught me unawares. But once you get strong and get used to it, you know what I mean? As I say, I found in my hips. I wasn't expecting that kind of weight shifting on my hips. So that's something you don't get so much when you're hiking, do you? It's normally your knees, your calves, hamstrings, things like that. And maybe your back if you're carrying a heavy pack. But today it's been my hips, which, as I say, when I'm landing, stopping and kind of putting my weight, it's all shifting onto that side. So I found muscles on my hips that I didn't have. So that's probably a good thing. Right, better go, because the wind noise is going to be terrible. And you're probably saying now, don't know why he's talking, because I can't hear a bloody word. And sorry for my French there. So yeah, I'm going to finish my coffee and do last chores. And that's it. Bye for now.